This man right here, Ciryl Gane, will beat this man right here, Tom Aspinall. And if he doesn't, I will tape this picture of Tom Aspinall to my chest, as well as a message that says, "I'm sorry, Tom Aspinall," and jump out of a plane skydiving as punishment for my incorrect pick. Guys, that's just how confident I am in this pick. This man, Ciryl Gane, I'm seeing is like a plus 350 underdog. Are we joking right now? This is one of the most skilled heavyweights we have ever seen, one of the most talented strikers and agile human beings we've ever seen at that size. And we're all just thinking it's a wash. Tom Aspinall is going to win no matter what. Guys, there are still so many unknowns about Tom Aspinall. One, his defensive striking is not that great. He keeps his chin up nice and high. Sure, he has that nice 1-2 down the middle, but that's really all he's got. He doesn't have a deep bag on the feet at all. Ciryl Gane, on the other hand, has a deep bag. His kicks to the body, nasty. His punches, nasty. That's really about all he has, but that's more than Aspinall. And there's one other huge unknown with Tom Aspinall. We just do not know his level of cardio. Pretty much every heavyweight ever has bad cardio. So I think it's fair to assume that Tom Aspinall will also have bad cardio. And we may say, oh, but Gane has good cardio. Gane is an exception and not the rule. And that's part of the reason why Ciryl Gane's getting the job done. 48-47, low output, low volume fight. You could book it. Now, I want to make something crystal clear to you guys. Genuinely, I am a fan of Tom Aspinall, and I am rooting for him to win this fight, other than the fact that I have this wager laid down. I think Tom Aspinall is better for the heavyweight division. It helps us move on from Jon Jones if Ciryl Gane is champion. You just know the thunderstorm that is going to come from Jon Jones, and we're all just going to be bothered. It's better to move on completely. Like when Khabib vacated the belt at lightweight, there was thoughts, oh, do we give Justin the title shot? Do we give Dustin the title shot? Do we give Conor a title shot? They said, no, we want to remove ourselves from that situation. Let's do Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. And it was a great choice. Now here it's kind of the same thing. You should be rooting for Tom Aspinall. One, because he's more entertaining. Two, he's a bigger personality. And three, he helps us move on from that god-awful era of the Jon Jones Championship heavyweight division. I'd also like to acknowledge that I'm fully aware, I'm not stupid, that there's a good chance Tom Aspinall goes in there, rocks Ciryl Gane in the first 2 minutes, and that's all she wrote. Ciryl Gane gets knocked out. I look like a fool. Tom Aspinall is once again the undisputed champion of the world. I know that could happen. I'm also aware that a lot of you guys think that this is going to be a fight where Tom Aspinall goes for the double leg takedown, takes down Ciryl Gane, no problem, puts him in a Kimura, puts him in a rear naked choke, and it's over. Once again, it's a possibility. I can acknowledge that it's a possibility, but I just don't see that happening. Guys, Ciryl Gane went toe-to-toe with Francis Ngannou, the most dangerous human being in the history of mankind. The planet has never seen someone who is a more dangerous finisher in hand-to-hand combat than that version of Francis Ngannou, and he survived. And not only did he survive, guys, Ciryl Gane won that fight. I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me otherwise. That fight should have been 48-47 Gane. Round 1 and 2 were clearly Gane. Pretty much everyone agrees there. Now then, round 3 and 4 were clearly Ngannou. The real discrepancy here is who won round 5. And in my eyes, Ciryl Gane won round 5. Now, this is one of those things. Do you value just ground control time and positional dominance? Or do you value the guy who is going to finish the fight? Do you value the guy going for submissions, trying to end the fight? Me personally, I think you should value the guy trying to end the fight. I think Ciryl Gane won round 1, 2-5. The Weasel agrees with me. His word is Bible, right? No, that's only a joke. But yeah, I think he won rounds 1, 2, and 5, and he beat probably the best heavyweight ever. But that's not even the point that he won. The point is, if he is able to survive with that version of Francis Ngannou, I think he could survive with Tom Aspinall as well. And point 2, if Ciryl Gane is able to go 5 rounds with Francis Ngannou and win round 5, he clearly has generational cardio for this weight class. I'm talking Stipe Miocic, Cain Velasquez, and Ciryl Gane are looking like they have the best cardio ever at this weight class. Maybe throwing Fedor in there too, but in terms of the modern era, Ciryl Gane has some of the best cardio we've ever seen at this weight class. I think that's a fair statement to make. He went with the best heavyweight ever and won round 5 after a close 2-2, highly contested fight. Tom Aspinall, on the other hand, hasn't even been out of round 1. Maybe one time he made it to round 2. He's never been to round 3. And guys, this is a 5-round title fight. So, I want you to take 2 things into account here. 1, Ciryl Gane is practically impossible to finish. Tai Tuivasa rocked him with his best shot And I know you guys will dog on Ty, think he's terrible, but if he does hit you, you know his knockout power is crazy. And he hit Gane flush and clean. Sure, Gane stumbled, but he recovered fast. And I think it's fair to say that Tuivasa's power is comparable to Tom Aspinall's. I'm not saying he's as good. He's clearly not. He can't land the shots as often. But when he does land clean, he's like Derek Lewis. People go out. And Gane was able to survive that. Gane was able to avoid the big shots and even survive some big shots from Francis Ngannou. Guys, if he could survive Francis, he's going to survive Tom in the first 2 rounds. And then once he gets out of the first 2 rounds, I have no confidence in Tom. I think he will gas out. And it's not just because every heavyweight gasses out. It's also his fight style, guys. So explosive, so fast twitch, a lot of energy being expelled. I know him and his camp, they like to say, oh, Tom could go 5 rounds, no problem. Guess what? I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. When you fight at that pace, your fast twitch muscles burning, that amount of energy expelled, explosiveness, you're not going to be able to keep that up for 5 rounds unless you're Merab Dvalishvili. And guess what? Tom Aspinall is not Merab Dvalishvili. The way I see this fight going is Tom Aspinall is going to go crazy first round. Then he's going to realize, I can't finish this guy. I got to keep it back. I got to step back, conserve my cardio. Then he's going to realize, 1, his cardio isn't as good as Ciryl Gane's. And 2, if this is not a high explosive, chaotic situation fight, if it's at distance, just tit for tat, jab for jab, kick for kick, I think Gane has the advantage here. Once again, Tom Aspinall does not have a deep bag. He's got that 1-2 down the pipe, and it's effective. There's a chance it will end the fight. But Ciryl Gane in a low output, low volume, 5-round, boring fight, which I think this fight will be, I like his chances a lot. That fight, that style of fight is perfectly tailored to how Ciryl Gane will win. And one thing again, guys, I really think Ciryl Gane is probably one of the best heavyweights of all time. Now, was his performance versus Jon Jones pathetic? Yes. The lights were too bright. Did he arguably lose to Volkov? It was close. I scored it for Gane. I could understand scoring it for Volkov, but sure, they're 1-1 or 2-0. 1-1 at worst. But just look at him as a whole. Just watch the eye test. When you watch this guy, you're like, wow, this guy doesn't look like any other heavyweight I have ever seen. Ever. Like, it's truly, truly a generational talent that we have not seen outside of really Tom Aspinall and Francis Ngannou in recent years. People like to talk about Tom Aspinall being the most agile, quickest heavyweight we have ever seen. I always just say, what about Ciryl Gane? He's right here. Ciryl Gane is just as agile, if not more agile, just as quick, if not more quick. Now, does he have as much power? No. Is his grappling as good? No. But his grappling is another thing I want to hit upon. People act like Gane is just some fish out of water on the ground just because Jon Jones submitted him in the first round. And yes, I will acknowledge, definitely not a good look. He did look like a fish out of water there. But this guy came into the UFC, and I believe like 3 of his first 4 fights, or maybe 2 of his first 3 fights, he won by submission. Guys, do you forget going into this Francis Ngannou fight with Ciryl Gane? There was a huge narrative that, oh yeah, Francis will probably knock him out. But if it goes to the ground, oh man, Francis Ngannou's in trouble. Ciryl Gane will inflict damage on him and submit him with a heel hook. Obviously, that didn't happen. Francis Ngannou actually won the fight by grappling, but we're not going to talk about that. I just want to remind people that Gane on the come-up was known as being a great variety fighter between striking and grappling. And I don't think we could just completely dismiss that because he's had some lackluster grappling performances. And also, Ciryl Gane's not a stupid guy. Maybe he is, but he doesn't seem like a stupid guy. And if he is a stupid guy, I'm sure he has a smart team around him. They know that grappling is a deficiency for him. What do you think he's been training? Going into a fight with Tom Aspinall, who he knows is a good grappler. His grappling. He's not going to come in the same fish out of water. And another thing I want to point out, there are just so many points I have to make here. Tom Aspinall is not the level of grappler that Jon Jones is. People are so amazed at what he did to Alexander Volkov. I'm just like, Volkov? You mean the guy who got taken down by Curtis Blades, 13, 14 times? Am I supposed to be impressed by Tom Aspinall taking him down and submitting him? Like, I'm not. What is the truly generational grappling performance from Tom Aspinall? There isn't one. So guys, I just laid out all the points. Tom Aspinall is an overrated grappler. Tom Aspinall will probably have bad cardio. Ciryl Gane is underrated. Ciryl Gane is better in a tit-for-tat battle. Ciryl Gane will have phenomenal cardio. Ciryl Gane can avoid that first-round barrage like he did versus Francis Ngannou. 6 points right there, and it's all lining up for a tailor-made win for Ciryl Gane. And I could already see all the comments coming, oh, this guy's rage baiting, this guy gets nothing right, don't listen to him, he's just trolling. I encourage you to look back at my YouTube page. And in terms of my title videos, I have yet to get a prediction wrong. I predicted that Ilia Topuria would flatline Max Holloway. That happened. I predicted that Diego Lopez would beat Gene Silva. That happened. I predicted that Alex Pereira would upset Magomed Ankalaev. That happened. And Diego Lopez over Gene Silva was also an upset. I predicted that Max Holloway would dominate Dustin Poirier. And that happened. Guys, I'm like almost undefeated on this page with picks. So while you think I may be trolling, while you think I may be crazy, look back on my page. You will see my track record is very good. You can also check out my other social media pages. I hit all my picks. And this, I think, is going to be the biggest heavyweight upset of all time, at least in terms of name value. Maybe like Derek Lewis over Curtis Blades was bigger in the odds. I don't know. But I just don't understand how people think this fight is a wash when it so clearly is not. So yeah, once again, just to recap, Ciryl Gane, this man right here, is going to roll through Tom Aspinall. And by what I mean roll through, I mean 48-47, low output, low volume. Decision will be a boring fight. But if Ciryl Gane loses to Tom Aspinall, I will be jumping out of a plane skydiving with Tom Aspinall taped to one side of my chest and a message on the other side of my chest that says, I am sorry, Tom Aspinall. I'll be jumping out of that plane skydiving and I'll be terrified. But that's what I deserve for having a bad pick. I'm willing to wager it all on the line. And all I ask is that if I get this pick right, you got to subscribe. Not too much of an ask. Just, you guys think I'm crazy. If I get the pick right, you got to subscribe and stick around. And even if I don't get it right, if you're still watching the video at this point, you're a bunch of minutes in. I promise you'll like my page. We are on the rise, on the come up. We're going to take over MMA YouTube. Come along with me for the ride. If you're still watching, come on. Subscribe. You're here. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Looking forward to this Saturday. Subscribe.